Let me wash the dishes. Let me, scrub the oven if I need to. So she goes, I just need to do these things because I can't just sit there and do nothing.
Parenthood is challenging enough as it is, and getting organized sounds easier said than done. Now, combine these two together, and it's truly a balancing act that many of us struggle with day in, day out. If you're here, it's because you want to know how to get your life and home more organized and structured where the kids are involved too, so that parent life is a little easier and you can focus on what truly matters. Hey there, I'm Dianne Jimenez, owner and founder of One Tidy Place. I created this podcast because I know parents have their hands full. I know this because I have 3 kids of my own. Each week, we'll talk about all things organizing, teaching kids life skills, and contributing to the home, being on the same page with your partner, and raising your kids together while you tidy up, go out for a walk, or just need some real talk. I'm here for you. Thank you for tuning in. Are you ready? Let's do this.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Parenting Guide Organizing Habits Made Easy podcast. Here I am once again, if you're watching on YouTube, in my car, recording an episode as I wait here for my kids to finish their piano lessons. Now, in case you hear noises, I'm in a very busy street. Well, actually, it's not usually busy, but for some reason today it's extremely busy. And if you do hear the rain falling, it's because, as you can see on my window, it's raining. And there are going to be some cars coming in and out, dropping off their kids for their lessons, or other people coming in here for going to the cafe or to the hair salon. So I apologize for that in advance. But you know what? Life is life, and you got to do what you got to do. So if you're here, thank you for being here, and hello, welcome back. It's been quite some time since my last episode, and I think it was back in February, and we're now in April. There's a big reason for that, and I'm going to be talking about it in today's episode. So I hope you enjoy this episode, and don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, or that plus button from wherever you're watching or listening to this episode. So are you ready? Let's go. Now, my mother moved in with us mid-February because her house, her condo actually, got into I shouldn't say a bit, got into major issues because there was a flood our first week of January 2024. So she basically welcomed the new year with a pipe busting in her condo unit. Not her fault at all. And it sprayed warm water or hot water all over her bathroom. So since then, we've been dealing with that, and it's still not done because all her floors got ripped out. So that meant all her belongings had to be put on all her furniture, and her closets had to be emptied. Anyways, a big mess, and just super stressful. And let me mention this. My mother wasn't home, thank God, when all of this happened. She was in Florida and away for that time. So she called me at past midnight to go check it out. So I went there with my husband, and sure enough, she was right. Or the downstairs neighbor was correct. There was a leak coming from his bathroom downstairs, which was from my mom's bathroom upstairs. But it was because of the pipe. It wasn't because we left the water on or anything like that. No one's been home. So yeah, we've been dealing with that. And then finally, mid-February, she said, guess what? I'm moving in with you. So we had to pause and think about that for a half a second. But in essence, where else would she go? Because I live literally 6 minutes from her house. My sister lives in the other side, which is like 45, sometimes an hour away, depending on traffic. So anything that had to do with the condo, if she had to get there or get to a meeting, it would have been completely impossible or just really challenging and difficult for my sister to do. It just made sense for me to do it. So what my episode is about today is about what helped me adjust to this new living condition with not 5 people, but 6 people now in a small house. So some people who I've mentioned this to, they've said, oh my God, I'd go insane if my mother would be living at my house. Other people were like, good luck, right? And to me, I guess I've lived with my mom before, and this is after we had our children and everything. We had our house renovated, so we lived with my mom in the past for a couple of months. So living with her wasn't a problem, and even growing up with her and living with my mom, there was not much of a clash in how we live, so I didn't see a problem with that. Now, oftentimes people be like, oh, I'm fine with my mother. It's the rest of my family that there's a bit of a stress, I guess, inducer, if that's even a word that goes with that, but something that will increase the stress big time between a couple and their family in regards to living with the in-laws or something. But in this case, the one thing that helped a lot was put out on the table, and this wasn't even something that I had any control of or that I brought forth. But it was the fact that my husband said, whatever makes it easier for Dianne. Yeah, whatever makes it easier for Dianne. So in his sense was, there's nothing he can really say, and there's nothing to say or add or complain about or anything, because, he just had to look at the situation that we were in, the situation my mother was in, and it just made sense, right? And even when she did move in and, went about her ways and did how she goes about every day, his whole mindset and his thought was focused on whatever makes it easier for Dianne, for me, because adding to it will just make things a lot worse. It will get us into an argument. It'll get us fully stressed out with one another, then myself with my mom, then my mom feeling uneasy, and then the kids feeling it. It's just not a recipe that will end very well for anyone. So with him putting himself there already in that mindset from the beginning, without even telling me this, he told me this after, that this is what he said to himself. Whatever makes it easier for Dianne is the way that this whole thing is going to work. And now that my mom's gone, she's been with us for 2 months almost, and yeah, it totally helped. This was a big stress reducer, reliever, or stress was not even part of it. It wasn't even on the table between my husband and I, or my husband and my mom. So it was all great. Moving on to the second thing that I found that made this whole change and adjustment a lot easier is to have myself a mindset of letting go, or basically stop being so tightly wound about where things are being placed and how things are being done. So initially, the first couple of days, it was kind of like my mom's washing dishes, or she's putting things away, or she's folding, helping out. And it's not quite the way we do things, not quite the way I do things, but it took a little bit of, she's helping out. It's getting done. Things are getting done. It's no big deal. And obviously, for the way we fold our clothes, because so it fits in our drawers, I had to give her some guidance with that. And that was fine. And she took it. And it wasn't a big deal. But some things you just gotta let go, right? It's just gonna happen. It's a new environment for everyone. So just not being so tightly wound is what I'm saying helps a ton for your mental health and well-being, and for theirs too. Another way that this helped my mental state was that it allowed me to do a self-check about myself, right? That a lot of things that we do in life and the things that we do at home, how we organize, how we clean, how we, it all comes to the same conclusion, right? The clothes need to be washed and put away. The dishes need to be washed and put away. The house needs to be dusted and the floors need to be swept. So however that is done, whatever the path that someone took or a bunch of people took to get to that, it's fine. The end result is what we all want. So that was a good moment and opportunity for me to do a self-check, that she does certain things a certain way, I do things a certain way, my husband does a thing a certain way, but we all come to the same conclusion, and that's the goal. All right, moving on. The third thing that made things a lot easier when living with someone and when your whole living conditions change is letting her do what she wants to do and needs to do. Now, hear me out here. I know it's a lot of you are probably going to be like, what? Let her do whatever she wants now. What I mean is her routine. My mom's lived alone in her condo for quite some time now. So she has a routine in the morning, you know. I'm not going to lay it out here. Okay, I'm sure she doesn't want her everyday, you know, stuff, personal, private things that she does out here into the public. No, a lot of us, we don't want that. But she has a morning routine. She has an evening routine. You know, she has an afternoon routine. And just letting her do those things the way she does them is very helpful to her, to me, to all of us. For instance, at the beginning when she first moved in, the first couple of days, you know, I see her, she's right away, she wakes up, she goes right away, she's in the kitchen, and she's doing whatever she's doing. She's cleaning up or whatever, washing stuff, scrubbing things. So I told her, Mom, you don't have to always wash the dishes. You don't always have to clean the house. Like, you know, sit down, relax. I'll play music for you and, you know, on YouTube music. Or, you know, I'll pop in. I will, you know, go on Netflix and you can watch whatever you want. What movie have you not seen in a long time, or a series do you want to catch up on? Like, just let me know what it is, and I'll you can watch it. It's all there. But her response to me kind of made me think, yeah, that's true. That's right. She's absolutely right. She basically said, I need to do the things that I need to do. I need, just let me clean. Let me wash the dishes. Let me, you know, scrub the oven if I need to. So she goes, I just need to do these things because I can't just sit there and do nothing. And she's completely right. You know, myself, I relate to that so much. There's only so much TV watching someone can do, you know, in a day. You know, forget 2 months, forget a week, a month, in a day. There's only so much TV watching someone can do. And in her case, she can't be watching TV all day, so she needs to do something to keep her mind going. And that's what she said. It's to help me keep my mind going, help me to do other things, you know, instead of just sitting there and thinking about all the things that will cross our minds, the path in our minds, right? So this helped me in 2 ways mentally. One, I didn't have to worry about if she was okay, mentally speaking, that, you know, she's not just thinking about her condo and the flood and all the things and this and that, because we were taking care of that too. So by her being busy, it helped her mental. So that was the second thing. It would help her mentally. And this first thing is I knew that she was okay. All right, moving on to the next one is accepting that your personal calendar will be modified. Now, I work from home. If there's appointments and everything, you know, I've got the kids. I'm taking care of that 100%. Now, because my mom is with us, you know, and she's with us temporarily, she's got appointments and she's got, you know, things to do and people to see, places to go. My personal calendar became a lot more busy. So that I had to take a hard pill to swallow, but I had to come to that acceptance. Like I said, I work from home. I have to understand that there's going to be interruptions, and quite a bit, from her, from whatever, whether she's coming to ask me a question or it's just the noises in the house that stops me from doing whatever it is I'm doing to go check out what she's doing and if she's okay, if she needs any help or any assistance, right? So how this helped me was that it helped me to prioritize my schedule of the things that need to be done and let go of the things that can wait. Kind of like saying no to more things allowed me the freedom to go to all these appointments that I need to, the additional meetings that we had now with the condo too, and the insurance companies and the moving company. So just being aware of all the things that are landing and falling into our plate, or my plate in this case, I really had to prioritize the things that related to me, to my business and everything, had to be put on pause. As you can see, this podcast had to be put on pause for a bit, and I knew it was temporary and that I'd come back to you guys and explain everything that was going on, and hopefully you can get any takeaways from this. So now that she's no longer living with me and living with us, she left this week, you know, asked me this like a couple of months ago, I'd been like, whew, I can get back into life and everything's going to be great and, back to normal. Well, I can tell you, the first couple of days were rough because I got used to my mom being with us, being with me, and seeing her every single day. So yeah, I do miss the obvious things, like help with the cleaning, and she's always in the kitchen wiping or scrubbing something, or the house smelling like cooking, and the kids enjoying her Filipino food that I don't always cook, or I don't cook at all. Missing that, her presence being there, helping me taking care of the kids, those things are obvious, but it's the little things that I did not think I would miss so much that would affect me, like our morning coffees and then the afternoon coffees. And like I said, hugging her whenever I felt like it, and kissing her whenever I wanted to. So those things are the things that I'm going to miss. And I tell her that. I've sent her texts and stuff, and I can't wait to hug her again because it's going to be a while. And the next time I see her will be in July when we all get together as a family and meet up for the first time in the Philippines. So that's going to be really, really cool. All right. So that's it for me. I hope you enjoyed this episode and got some takeaways. And, if you're going to be in a situation like this, or you have been in a situation like this where your parents have moved in with you, or vice versa, you moved in with them, that you got to get some takeaways, like good positives from those, despite whatever reason got you guys all together living in one place for some time. So I hope to catch you here again next time, and have a great week. Bye-bye.